My dear friends, today I want to tell you about one of the greatest stories of leadership, family, and building a legacy. It is the story of Don Vito Corleone and his son Michael from The Godfather. This is not just a story about crime or power. This is a story about leadership principles, family values, and the choices that define our lives forever. Don Vito Corleone was known as the Godfather. He was the head of one of the most powerful families in America, but he did not start as a powerful man. He came to America as a poor immigrant from Italy. He had nothing except his intelligence, his principles, and his determination to build something great for his family. When Vito arrived in America, he faced discrimination and poverty. People looked down on immigrants like him. They thought he could never amount to anything. But Vito had a vision. He wanted to build power and respect that would protect his family forever. He understood that in this world, you need power to protect the people you love. This teaches us the first great lesson. Your background does not determine your destiny. Vito came from nothing, but he built an empire. He did not let other people's opinions limit his dreams. He did not accept that he had to remain poor and powerless forever. He decided to change his circumstances through his own efforts. Vito built his power slowly and carefully. He did not rush or make careless mistakes. He understood that real power comes from earning respect, not from creating fear alone. He helped people solve their problems. He protected the weak. He kept his word always. This made people loyal to him. The second lesson is about the importance of reputation and respect. Vito knew that his word was his bond. When he promised something, he always delivered. When someone asked for his help, he never refused if the request was reasonable. This consistency made people trust him completely. In business and life, your reputation is your most valuable asset. People will work with you if they trust you. They will recommend you if they respect you. They will support you if they believe in your character. But reputation takes years to build and can be destroyed in one moment of dishonesty. Vito also understood the power of reciprocity. When he helped someone, he did not ask for immediate payment. Instead, he would say, "Someday I may ask you for a favor." This created a network of people who owed him loyalty. When he needed help, he could call upon these relationships. The third lesson is about building mutually beneficial relationships. Do not just take from others. Give first and give generously. Help others achieve their goals. Solve their problems. Support their dreams. When you create value for others, they will create value for you in return. But The Godfather also shows us the importance of family loyalty. For Vito, family was everything. He built his power not for personal glory, but to protect and provide for his children and grandchildren. He wanted to create a legacy that would benefit his family for generations. Vito had 4 children, Sonny, Fredo, Michael, and Connie. Each child was different. Sonny was hot-tempered and impulsive. Fredo was weak and not very intelligent. Michael was intelligent, but wanted to stay away from the family business. Connie was the only daughter and was protected by her father and brothers. The fourth lesson is about understanding and accepting people's different strengths and weaknesses. Vito knew his sons' personalities very well. He did not try to force them to be something they were not. Instead, he tried to position them where their strengths could be most useful. However, Vito's dream was for Michael to stay away from the family business. He wanted Michael to become a legitimate businessman or politician. He wanted Michael to achieve respectability that the family name could never have. This shows that great parents want their children to have better lives than they had. But life had different plans. When enemies tried to kill Vito, Michael was forced to enter the family business to protect his father and his family. This moment changed Michael's life forever. He went from being an outsider to becoming the most powerful member of the family. The fifth lesson is about how circumstances can force us to become people we never intended to be. Michael never wanted to be like his father. But when his family was threatened, he discovered leadership abilities he never knew he had. Sometimes life pushes us into situations that reveal our true potential. When Michael took over the family business, he was different from his father. Vito ruled through respect and personal relationships. Michael ruled through intelligence and strategic thinking. Vito was warm and emotional. Michael was cold and calculating. Both styles were effective, but they created different kinds of loyalty. The sixth lesson is that there are different ways to be an effective leader. You do not have to copy someone else's style exactly. You must find your own authentic way of leading that matches your personality and strengths. Michael could not be exactly like Vito, so he developed his own approach. Michael was more strategic than his father. He planned several moves ahead. He eliminated multiple enemies at the same time. He was patient and methodical. He understood that sometimes you must be ruthless to protect what matters most to you. But Michael's approach also came with a cost. As he became more powerful, he became more isolated. He trusted fewer people. He became suspicious of everyone, including family members. His pursuit of power slowly destroyed his relationships with the people he was trying to protect. The seventh lesson is about the price of power and success. Every achievement requires sacrifice. The question is, what are you willing to sacrifice, and what will you never compromise? Michael gained power but lost warmth. He protected his family but lost their love. The story shows us how Michael's transformation affected his relationship with his wife, Kay. Kay loved the young, idealistic Michael, who wanted nothing to do with crime. But she could not accept the cold, ruthless leader he became. Their marriage suffered because Michael changed into someone she could not recognize. The eighth lesson is about how our choices affect not just ourselves, but everyone we love. When you choose a path in life, you are also choosing consequences for your family. Your decisions create ripple effects that touch everyone around you. Consider these effects carefully before making major life choices. Michael also had to deal with betrayal from people close to him. His brother-in-law Carlo betrayed the family. His brother Fredo also betrayed him out of jealousy and weakness. These betrayals hurt Michael deeply because he valued family loyalty above everything else. The ninth lesson is that betrayal is often most painful when it comes from people you trust completely. This is why it is important to choose your inner circle carefully. Surround yourself with people who share your values and have proven their loyalty through their actions, not just their words. The way Michael handled these betrayals reveals another aspect of his character. He did not act impulsively like his brother Sonny would have. Instead, he waited for the right moment to address these betrayals decisively. He understood that timing is crucial in addressing problems. The 10th lesson is about the importance of strategic patience. Do not react emotionally to every problem or betrayal. Sometimes the best response is to wait until you can address the issue completely and permanently. Emotional reactions often create more problems than they solve. The Godfather also teaches us about the importance of planning and preparation. Michael did not just react to threats. He anticipated problems and prepared for them in advance. He thought about what his enemies might do and prepared counter strategies. When Michael decided to eliminate his enemies, he planned everything perfectly. He organized multiple strikes to happen simultaneously. He made sure he had alibis. He anticipated how law enforcement would react. This level of planning ensured his success and his family's safety. The 11th lesson is that success in any field requires careful planning and attention to detail. Whether you are building a business, pursuing a career, or achieving personal goals, you must think ahead and prepare for challenges. Random efforts produce random results. Strategic efforts produce strategic success. The story also shows the importance of understanding your environment and adapting to changing conditions. The Corleone family operated in a world where the rules were different from normal society. They had to adapt their methods to survive and prosper in this environment. When the family business faced new challenges, Michael adapted the organization structure and methods. He moved operations to different locations. He changed how the family did business. He understood that organizations must evolve to survive in changing environments. The 12th lesson is about adaptability and evolution. The world around you will change constantly. New technologies will emerge. New competitors will appear. New regulations will be created. You must be willing to change your methods while keeping your core values intact. However, the Godfather also warns us about the cost of moral compromises. As Michael became more powerful, he had to make increasingly difficult moral choices. Each compromise made the next one easier. Gradually, he became someone very different from who he started as. The 13th lesson is about maintaining your moral compass even as you pursue success. It is easy to rationalize small compromises as necessary for greater good. But small compromises often lead to bigger ones. Define your non-negotiable values clearly and stick to them regardless of circumstances. The relationship between Vito and Michael also teaches us about generational differences in leadership. Vito built the family business in one era with certain methods. Michael had to lead in a different era with different challenges. What worked for the father did not always work for the son. The 14th lesson is that each generation must find its own way of achieving success. You can learn from previous generations, but you cannot simply copy their methods. Times change, and successful strategies must change too. Respect the wisdom of those who came before you, but adapt it to current realities. The story culminates with Michael achieving complete victory over his enemies, but losing much of what he was fighting to protect. He gained power, but lost family relationships. He eliminated threats, but created fear instead of love. He succeeded in business, but failed in personal happiness. This tragic outcome teaches us the 15th lesson: define success carefully and completely. If you only focus on one aspect of success while ignoring others, you may achieve your goals, but lose everything that makes those goals worthwhile. True success must include both professional achievement and personal fulfillment. The Godfather shows us that leadership is about making difficult decisions that others cannot or will not make. It is about taking responsibility for outcomes, both good and bad. It is about protecting the people who depend on you, even when that protection requires personal sacrifice. But the story also warns us that power without love is empty. Respect without affection is hollow. Success without family and friends to share it with is meaningless. The most important relationships in life are not the ones that advance your career, but the ones that enrich your heart. Michael's journey from idealistic young man to powerful but isolated leader shows us how circumstances and choices can completely transform a person. It reminds us that we are not prisoners of our past, but we are responsible for our future. Every choice we make moves us in a direction, and those directions determine our destiny. The family meetings in The Godfather also teach us about the importance of communication and consultation. Even though Vito and Michael had final authority, they listened to advice from family members and trusted advisors. They understood that good leaders gather information before making important decisions. The 16th lesson is that wise leaders seek counsel but make their own decisions. Listen to different perspectives. Consider various options. But ultimately, you must take responsibility for choosing the path forward. Do not let others make your important decisions for you. The story's emphasis on loyalty teaches us about the foundation of all strong relationships. Loyalty must be earned through consistent actions over time. It must be given generously but not blindly. It must be reciprocal to be sustainable. The 17th lesson is that loyalty is a two-way relationship. If you expect others to be loyal to you, you must first be loyal to them. If you want people to support you in difficult times, you must support them in their difficult times. Loyalty cannot be demanded, it must be inspired. My dear friends, The Godfather teaches us that leadership is not about titles or positions. It is about earning the trust and respect of others through your actions and character. It is about making difficult decisions that serve the greater good, even when those decisions are personally costly. The story reminds us that family relationships are more important than business success. Money and power are tools to protect and provide for the people we love, not ends in themselves. Never sacrifice the people you are trying to help for the power you think you need to help them. Whether you are leading a business, a family, or just your own life, remember the lessons from this great story. Build your reputation through consistent, honorable actions. Plan carefully, but adapt to changing circumstances. Make strategic decisions, but never lose your moral compass. Most importantly, remember that true success includes both professional achievement and personal fulfillment. Do not gain the whole world if it costs you your soul. Do not win every battle if it costs you the war for happiness and meaning. The Godfather's legacy was built on power and respect. But the most lasting legacies are built on love, service, and positive impact on others. Make sure your legacy includes not just what you achieved, but how you treated people along the way. Your family, your reputation, and your character are your most valuable possessions. Protect them more carefully than you protect your money or status. These are the things that will matter long after your professional achievements are forgotten. Build your empire, but build it on foundations that will last. Lead with strength, but lead with wisdom. Pursue success, but pursue it with integrity. Create a legacy that your children and grandchildren will be proud to inherit. This is the true lesson of The Godfather. Power without principles is tyranny, success without family is emptiness, and victory without honor is defeat.